Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dr. Apolly, and finally I'm getting around to talking about ZeRo and the fact that he's left Smash 4 now. ZeRo leaving Smash 4 has like huge repercussions. I'm not sure if I'm using that word correctly. Screw it, let's just go with it. ZeRo leaving Smash 4 changes everything. As someone who considers himself maybe half spectator, half a player, ZeRo not being at tournaments is going to be really awkward, especially at first. Obviously, I still will watch and support the community, but the tournaments just won't be as exciting. If you were to like dig up the top 5 Smash 4 sets of all time, I guarantee you 3 of them will be from ZeRo. If it was top 10 Smash 4 sets of all time, guarantee you like 7 of them will include ZeRo. Because he's just such an influential player, and he makes up a huge chunk of Smash 4's timeline. With ZeRo gone, number 1 doesn't mean as much. I want to see ZeRo's name not number 1 and someone else taking the crown. I want to see ZeRo's PGR ranking say 1- or 2-. Essentially, he was number 1 before and now he's not. That's what I wanted to see, but I guess we can't see it anymore. The future of Smash 4, again, is just going to be really weird, especially in the beginning, because 95% of the storylines involving Smash 4 had in some sort of relationship with ZeRo. Like, maybe the only major timeline in Smash 4 that didn't really involve ZeRo was, like, Anti and Zenodo. That's just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a couple other ones too. But that just further emphasizes my point that ZeRo is such an influential figure in Smash 4. Without him, the community is, like, very different. The game itself is very different. I fully understand and respect ZeRo's decision, but as a spectator, I'm not gonna lie, it really hurts. I came up with my own little plot line for if ZeRo never played Smash 4. This is just a rough guess, don't take it too seriously, and again, this is just my opinion. I feel like I shouldn't say this every video, but people still get mad at me anyway, so again, this is my opinion. Anyway, without ZeRo, Nairo would have likely been number 1, competing with Esam and Dabuz for that number 1, 2, and 3 slot, probably for most of 2015, 2016 sort of area. For 2016, when Leo comes into this scene, it'll take him a few tournaments to really establish his dominance, but eventually he's gonna be ranked number 1, I think. Up until Tweek and Salem start to get really good, which is PGR version 4 sort of season. In this timeline, we have Leo, Salem, Nairo, and Tweek all competing for number 1. Those 4 are actually the top 4 on the PGR if you, like, exclude ZeRo. As for how I think these players' career was overall influenced by ZeRo's existence, I feel like Tweek's only real demon was ZeRo, therefore he was probably the most affected by ZeRo just being the best. His record against ZeRo is noticeably worse than like every other player in the top 10, in terms of like lifetime set count. I saw some chart a while ago, it was like, he was like 15-2 against ZeRo, when like compared to most other players, they were like maybe 6-20, which isn't as bad, but I mean, it's still pretty bad. But I mean, against ZeRo, the uncontested best player, probably the most dominant player in esports history, you can make an argument for. It is what it is. Tweek had a very strong record against Nairo and Leo. So yeah, I think he probably would have been ranked quite a bit higher than he is now without the existence of ZeRo. I know everyone gets gatekept by ZeRo to varying extents, but ZeRo was blocking Tweek the hardest out of all the top players, in my opinion at least. Tweek could possibly be number 1 in the world without ZeRo, I think. Larry, Mr. R, Void, and Abadongo all kinda get clock blocked by ZeRo too. I think Larry had the best chance at beating ZeRo out of all these players. So yeah, it's interesting to see where they would end up without ZeRo. Nairo clutched out the 3rd position in this PGR season, and that was a lot thanks to his crazy run at SmashCon. Straight up, that was the best losers run in Smash 4 history. He beat like 3 top 10 players and then beat ZeRo in 2 sets? Holy moly, that's actually insane. I think he'd probably be a little bit higher than he is right now without ZeRo. Salem is a monster. If he had a similar performance this season compared to his last season, he would definitely be number 1 on this PGR. There is absolutely no question. Now for the upcoming PGR without ZeRo, I'm just going to make these quick little assumptions. Again, don't take it too seriously, it's just my opinion. Mr. R and Void are going to move up 1 or 2 places. They'll probably be around 7 or 8. Ally would have likely never been considered the best player in the world. A lot of the reason he was considered the best player in the world at a time was because of his dominant record over ZeRo. Without that, it's kind of hard to see him being the best player in the world. Nevertheless, I think he's going to be around 10th this season. Abadongo, I think, is going to be number 9. Abadongo had a pretty weak season this time around. I think he was 15th. But that's because he was going through a character crisis. I think nowadays, his Bayonetta has gone pretty insane, and he could definitely be a lot higher on this PGR. I think he's going to be number 9. Larry will be 6th. Dabuz will be 5th. Nairo will be 4th. Leo 3rd. Salem 2nd. And Tweak number 1. Yes, I know this is a very bold prediction that Tweak will be number 1, but I truly think that he was the one who was most held back by ZeRo's existence. But I mean, he got 5th this season. That's actually insane. I predicted Salem will be number 1 last season, but he failed me. Just kidding, kind of. But yeah, I think Tweak can actually do it, and he has a pretty good shot at it. I think the Diddy meta is probably going to fall off a bit. Diddy Kong is likely going to be seen as like a top 10, maybe even top 15 character, instead of a top 5 character like he's sort of seen right now. So yeah, that's the gist of what I want to say for ZeRo and Smash 4. Thank you, ZeRo, if you're watching this video, for providing us with like 3 years of awesome Smash 4 tournaments and awesome Smash 4 sets. You were definitely one of my favorite players to watch, and Smash 4 is definitely going to miss you. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Hopefully you can come back and commentate or do an analyst desk. I really want you to commentate. Having a top player and overall a Smash legend on commentary, I think it would be awesome. You could provide some really in-depth commentary that's kind of missing in Smash 4, admittedly. Like, no shade to like EE and TK Breezy. I love those guys. You guys are really, really entertaining. I love it when you guys are on commentary. But I think seeing the game from a top player's perspective and watching him commentate and like just seeing how he sees the game would just be really awesome and bring like a whole new light to the Smash 4 commentary scene. So yeah, ZeRo, I hope you can do that at some point. But again, best of luck to you. Thank you for all you've done for the community of Smash 4. And yeah, I think your Twitch stream is doing really well. Speaking of your Twitch stream, are you low-key gonna switch to Melee? Like, I think ZeRo is low-key gonna switch to Melee. It might have all been part of his master plan. Maybe he left Smash 4 so that he could go and play Melee. But he didn't want to like say it outright. He wanted to make it more low-key, you know? Okay, yeah, I know, I'm just saying stuff, but it seems kind of legit. He seems to be really enjoying Melee right now. Like, he changed his bio to like Melee Heart. I ain't no Smash conspiracy theorist, but like, you know, that's pretty suspect. And what's even more fuel to the fire, I made a tweet where I said he was gonna switch to Melee and become the GOAT of that game. So yeah, like, that's okay. I say a lot of stuff on Twitter, but here's the crazy part. I quoted that tweet at ZeRo and he liked it. He liked the tweet where I was mentioning how he was going to be the GOAT of Melee. Or I guess the #1 player in Melee. To be the GOAT of Melee, he probably has to be the best, like the uncontested best, for like at least 4 or 5 years. Now, ZeRo switching to Melee actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because he always talks about how inconsistent Smash 4 is, and Melee is like the most consistent game I've ever seen in my life. Like, I did a video with ZeRo, and if you watch that full take, which I did upload, it was just unlisted because I didn't want to spam your sub box. If you watch that full video, he talks about how he likes consistency. And it's probably not just that video either. I'm pretty sure he's made a couple tweets about it, made a couple videos about it. ZeRo's a man who likes consistency, and Melee could definitely provide that for him. Gimmer made a tweet asking the community that if ZeRo decided to start playing Melee right now, would he be a top 10 player by the end of the year? Something along those lines. Needless to say, this was a really hot topic. The poll was kinda split 70-30 on yes and no winning. If you want my opinion as someone who watches both Smash 4 and Melee, I've been watching Melee for about 4 years now, and I've been watching Smash 4 around the same amount of time. I think ZeRo could definitely be a top 10 player in Melee, but I just don't think after 1 year. I think after like maybe 2 or 3 years he could be a top 10 player. But if I'm being as optimistic as possible, I still don't think a top 10 player, that's still a stretch. ZeRo is like a one-in-a-decade talent for Super Smash Bros. He played Melee for, I'm not sure how long, but I think it was like 6 months, and he ended up being like a top 40 player in just like roughly 6 months. Obviously that was a long time ago, and the top 40 in Melee right now is way better than the top 40 in Melee when ZeRo was playing, but still, that's incredible strides to make in such a short amount of time. Even Armada mentioned in one of his videos that ZeRo was improving at an incredible pace. So no, I don't think ZeRo will be a top 10 player within a year, but give him 3 years, 4 years, he could be a top 10, top 5, maybe even the best player in the world. But as for how quickly he can make top 10, I'd probably say about 2.5 years. If he were to play Melee right now, it wouldn't be till 2020, like June, where he's considered a top 10 player. But that's just my opinion. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed what I had to say, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you really liked it, consider supporting me on Patreon. Patreons get early access to my videos, access to the full uncut script or notes, and can, to an extent, influence my upcoming videos. Again, thank you for watching. That'll be it for me. Alright, peace.